Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I am super happy and excited to see all you guys today. This is going to be a very fun video, but first and foremost, happy Valentine's Day. Yes, it's Monday, Valentine's Day. If you have a significant other, I really hope that you and your better half can enjoy some time together today. It's a great day for that, obviously. But I have a very fun video for you all today. And if you've been watching my channel for some time now, you know when I introduce myself to all my new subscribers and viewers, I always say I'm a full-time business owner and I primarily sell on the Poshmark app. If you are not new to this channel, you are probably familiar with me saying that. And I get asked all the time, why do you only sell on Poshmark? Or do you do any cross-listing? Or do you sell on eBay? Or why don't you sell on eBay? So I'm gonna cover all of that in today's video. It should be a very fun topic to discuss. And I have a few concepts and kind of philosophies that I follow in my business journey that I really think could shed light on a new perspective. If you are in business as well, or you're an entrepreneur, or you want to start a reselling business, it should be a fun video. But first, I have to introduce myself to all the new subscribers and viewers of this channel because last week I had a video that almost got 1,000 views, which is crazy. A whole bunch of new people are commenting, subscribing, liking my videos. It's been a ton of fun to see this growth the past couple weeks. You guys have been awesome. And if you are one of these new viewers and subscribers, let me introduce myself very quick. My name is Jacob and I own a full-time online reselling business where I buy and sell primarily clothes online on sites like Poshmark, eBay, Meacari, but primarily on Poshmark, which is the topic of today's video. So yes, I'm a business owner and entrepreneur, and I have been using this YouTube channel to document my day-to-day process of me trying to scale my business into hopefully something very special one day. If you've been watching my channel for the past year or so, you have already seen a ton of growth in my business, and I am totally doubling down on this, and I'm going to get it as big as I can, and I'm going to document the journey of it. So that's the entire concept of this channel. I'm here to help you in your business and entrepreneur endeavors along the way. Use these videos to learn from my failures, my mistakes when it comes to business and reselling and all that stuff. So yes, that's the channel. If you want to support it, it's free. All you have to do is subscribe, like, comment. Super simple. You guys are the best. So that's my spiel. Let's get into the topic of today's video. Why do I primarily sell on the Poshmark app? Well, honestly, that is a very good question, and it's pretty simple for me to answer on the surface. Some context, yes, I primarily sell on the Poshmark app. I've talked about it before. I have over 10,000 listings currently on the Poshmark app. A little more context, I am going on my 5th year of reselling. I actually started my business selling on the Etsy app. I had a bit of success there. I also sold a fair bit of stuff on eBay and on Depop and ThredUp and using local marketplaces like Craigslist and Facebook. I have really ran the gamut of different platforms to sell stuff on, but I primarily sell stuff on Poshmark. And I'm gonna talk to you guys about why I do that. And honestly, it's a very simple answer that I'm gonna try to unpack. Also going to touch on why I do not currently cross-list any of my items between marketplaces. So all of this comes down to a basic business philosophy. In business, in my opinion, there's pretty much 2 schools of thought when it comes to approaching the growth of a business. See, there's the highly specialized businesses, and there is the highly diversified businesses. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, it's probably as simple as it sounds. The highly specialized business focuses on one thing, putting all your time and effort into it and becoming the best at doing that one thing. And then there's the highly diversified businesses that kind of get their hands in a whole bunch of different segments of their business and probably don't become the best at any one of them, but are totally spread across the board and highly diversified. You probably don't have to skip to the end of the video to come to the conclusion that I am of the highly specialized business mindset. And honestly, I guess that's what it boils down to. Okay, so to fully understand why I think being highly specialized is a better approach for me growing my business than being highly diversified, like me posting all my items on a whole bunch of different platforms, aka cross-listing. We have to go back in time a little bit and talk about my business journey. See, when I was in middle school and high school, I actually had a fingerboarding business. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically miniature skateboards that you would play with like toys. And there's a whole niche industry around it, and it's very, very cool. And I was a big part of it for a little bit. And I had a fingerboarding company, and it was relatively successful, especially for my age and whatnot. And I just wanted to do everything at once. I wanted to manufacture all the different parts of it and this and that, and all as much of the industry as I could into a single business. And well, I was young, and that's a struggle itself. What I really noticed for me personally is when I couldn't focus on one thing, and I tried to get my hands in a whole bunch of different things, my business was just weak in general. My competition at the time seemed to be the simple companies that focused on making one part of a fingerboard as best as they could, and I was always kind of jealous of that, and it didn't make sense to me at the time because, well, I was young and naive. And well, and now fast forward to my reselling journey. Like I said, I started out selling on Etsy, and I would post up on Etsy, and I had some decent success with that. And then I would think, I got to post my stuff on other websites as well. And then sure enough, I'm posting on eBay and Depop and Poshmark, and I'm trying to juggle all this stuff. And this is before all those cross-listing services came out. This is going on 5 years ago now. In my mind, I started to kind of juggle between all these different platforms. And when one platform started to have success for me, like Etsy did, I would always think in the back of my head, hey, I'm mistreating these other platforms. I got to put a little bit more effort into them. And then I would pick another one, Depop, for example, put a little bit more effort into it, start doing better on Depop, and then Etsy started declining, and I would just run this almost vicious cycle where I put myself into a very positive place about the success of my business, even though I had a decent success cross-listing across a gamut of different platforms. And it seemed like every day I was chasing something different, and I had to learn something new about this platform and that platform, and I don't know, I just felt very, very unsatisfied. An engine that had a bad cylinder that was misfiring, I couldn't get that momentum to stay consistent, and it almost seemed like my momentum got swept away very, very fast every time I started to get ahead a little bit. And it wasn't until I really doubled down on the Poshmark app. And to be honest with you guys, I primarily did that because it was free to list on the Poshmark app at the time, and I'm talking over 4 years ago now. Poshmark app was just the simplest way to get my items for sale. So that's honestly why I chose the Poshmark app at the time. And I kind of told myself, hey, I'm doing this. I kind of understand it a little bit. I've had a little success on the Poshmark app. I'm just gonna double down on the Poshmark app and learn it to its full capabilities. Honestly, what I told myself, I just told myself, hey, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna stick to one thing where I can have laser focus and just take it as far as I can go with it. And that's what I have been doing ever since with the Poshmark app. I have learned it in and out. I've learned all its benefits and its negatives and all this stuff. And I really created a very bulletproof kind of sales funnel for my business. And through this entire process with Poshmark, I've not only learned about the app, but I learned a lot more about myself and my business and its strengths and its weaknesses. And ultimately, the biggest driver in the growth of my business was cutting down to selling on one app, and that is the Poshmark app. And I think a lot of this just kind of has to do with the mentality of your business, the philosophy, so to speak. It seemed that once I was laser focused on the Poshmark app and I gained a little momentum, I was able to double down on that momentum and just keep it going and going and keep my business growing and growing. My momentum never got cut short because I had to jump around mentally through a whole bunch of different things and hoops. And well, I'm gonna talk about the cross-listing thing here in a second, because I know there's a ton of very good apps and services out there. Make it really easy to cross-list and take a lot of that mental strain away from you if you were to do it manually. But I am totally sold on the philosophy of being laser focused, at least for now. Current business plan is to take Poshmark as far as my business can take it. And once the growth becomes very, very stagnant or steady, whatever term you would like to use, then I will start to diversify. Much like many other businesses. You know, you look at, well, Facebook, they were a social media company and now they're a advertising company, or Amazon, they were a book company and now they have their hands in just about anything you can imagine. Or, you know, all these companies, Walmart, and, you know, Walmart was just a general store and now they're a, you know, you get the idea. It's kind of the natural path of a lot of these big businesses, and I kind of want to follow the same playbook that they use, because I'm taking this as seriously as I can, and I want my business, my reselling business, to develop into something very, very special one day, something where I can employ a bunch of employees and make a big difference. And, well, obviously money is a big motivating factor as well. And I am sold on the philosophy of just being laser focused on one thing, learning it, figuring out how to do it as best as possible, and running with it until it can't grow anymore. And that's the path that I am on with my business. Now let's talk about cross-listing and the modern environment of cross-listing. You could ask me, and you could probably sell me on the fact that, hey, Jacob, you know, there's a bunch of great apps and services out that let you take your current Poshmark inventory and test it around a whole bunch of different platforms like eBay and Depop and all this stuff. And to be honest, I wouldn't really have a great counter argument to you other than saying something like, well, if it isn't broke, then why fix it? You know, something very, very kind of something very old school like that. But if I were to give you a legitimate response to why I don't cross list for my business, it would be as simple as, I have a formula for my business right now that has a very, very high success rate. I'm just gonna plug and play that formula until that formula doesn't work anymore. You know, another old saying, I'm gonna make hay while the sun shines. So that's literally probably my only reason. I'm just totally sold on the philosophy of being very specialized right now and not very diversified right now, because, like I'm gonna reiterate, that's the playbook that I see most big businesses use. And I'm not saying cross-listing is wrong. Honestly, I think it's a fantastic way, if you are new to this business, to kind of figure out what platform works best for you. That's honestly what I did in the beginning, and a bunch of great apps and services that will help you do that. So it makes it very, very easy. I made a decision a long time ago that I'm gonna run with this and get this as big as I can. I'm still abiding to that plan. At the end of the day, there is no right or wrong. People will tell you get specialized, or people will tell you get diversified. You know, in investing, it's the same way. Some people will tell you, hey, all you got to do is buy Amazon stock, or, you know, some people will be like, hey, throw all your money at the S&P 500 and get a little bit of all these big companies. And honestly, I don't know what is the best answer. I am just doing what works for me, and I advise you to do the same. If you have good success with diversifying your business, then by all means, keep doing that. There is successful businesses and people who have abided to both schools of thought. That's why they are schools of thought in the first place, is because they both have merit. But I'm just a camp of the specialized school of thought, and, you know, maybe that'll change, and I'll keep you guys updated as it goes. As in business and in personal life, it's ever evolving, and we're always learning and trying to grow, and there's a lot of growing pains. And if I end up being wrong and my specialized approach ends up failing one day, well, it'll be a hard pill to swallow, but I'll realize my mistakes and I will figure out how to grow from it. So that's today's video. That is why I primarily sell on the Poshmark app, and that's why I currently don't really cross list. I could go down a whole rabbit hole with that, because I guess I technically do. I know some things sell better on eBay, specifically some hard goods, but I mean, I have over 10,000 listings on Poshmark, so I think I'm in the camp of specialized. I do a little bit locally as well. I'll buy and sell on like Facebook and Craigslist, but very small compared to the main vein of my business, which is Poshmark. So there you go. I hope I summed it up for some people who were curious as to why I primarily sell on Poshmark. In closing, I don't think Poshmark is the best. It's what I use. It's what I just know it the best, so that's what I use. But I think every single platform you can have success on, just, I would say, pick one, figure it out as best as you can, and run with it. That's my advice. Yes, that is today's video. I hope you have a good rest of the day. I hope you have a good Valentine's Day. And yeah, I have a lot of more videos in the pipeline. And like I said, thank you to all the new viewers and subscribers. You guys are awesome. I think I'm gonna end it on that note. Okay, in the meantime, be good to one another, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.